is what remains. It goes far beyond the concern of whether or not there is the right to choose. Because one of the issues that this court, many of the members of the court, a number of the members of the court, have not acknowledged is that there is a right to privacy in our Constitution. Because there's a right to privacy. There can be limitations on it, but it cannot be denied.
President Joe Biden has reacted to news indicating through a draft majority opinion by the Supreme Court that
they intend on overturning Roe v. Wade.
It was leaked to the press just last night, and it gives us an idea of the
unhinged
arguments that Alito, along with other conservative members of the Supreme Court, will make in their efforts to overturn Roe v. Wade. Now, let me give you the details on what the opinion indicates.
And then we'll talk about the Democrats' reaction to this.
It's something you should keep in mind as people are now funneling millions and millions of dollars into the campaign coffers of ineffective, weak, pathetic Democratic lawmakers who are in charge right now. They're in charge right now.
Right now, they're in charge right now.
And this happened under their watch.
Okay.
Obama had a super majority in the beginning of his first term, didn't want to codify abortion. In fact, he was on the record saying,
that's not a priority right now.
Not a priority right now.
He was too busy cowering to Republicans to pass a Republican healthcare plan that Mitt Romney had passed in his state.
This is likely going to be the final decision. I'm just keeping it real with you guys. So look, Cenk, take over, because I'm having a hard time even communicating today. 13 states will make abortion completely illegal. A few exceptions in some instances in some of those states. Maybe if the woman's life is in danger, maybe they'll consider it. Maybe the pro-life people who couldn't be bothered to wear a freaking mask during the pandemic
might make an exception for a woman if her life is in danger as a result of that pregnancy.
Might. They're pro-life, by the way. Hundreds of thousands of Americans dead.
Dead.
During the pandemic because of the intentional disinformation
by the same right-wingers
who are pretending to care about
zygotes and fetuses today.
Continue.
So I'm actually going to read a super chat here because it's actually really powerful and directly is in line with what we were
Feckless
saying.
Democrats, losers.
Feckless Democrats, losers. Losers.
Weak. That's who they are.
What happened to those runoff Senate elections in Georgia?
Where everyone turned out because those were the consequential races. We need to ensure that Democrats have a majority in the Senate.
What happened?
What happened?
How are you going to convince people to come out and vote for you feckless losers?
How?
Okay.
What?
People are donating millions of dollars to Democrats right now.
Don't waste your money.
Oh, you're wasting
Don't
your money
waste your
so
money.
badly.
Don't waste your money.
I'm going to explain why in a second. Okay, hold on for that. Peter Hamby, who usually writes lighthearted poems, etc., wrote in today, if this happened 12 years ago when my sister, then 12, was raped, doctors would say their hands are tied to raise the rapist child.
And don't forget, before raising that rapist child, she would have to go through the entire pregnancy with that rapist child
inside her body.
Okay.
Yeah.
A 12-year-old.
A 12-year-old.
Yeah, but they don't care about life. This is about controlling women.
100%.
Okay.
This is about controlling women.
100%.
Okay.
So look, Republicans are monsters. That's a given, and for any thinking person.
Democrats now, to Anna's point, are complete losers.
You can make it legal or illegal in the whole country. Democrats could do it right now. They're choosing not to because they're going to fundraise off of it.
And they're disgusting human beings. Do you think they'll care about the arcane Senate rules? No, here's what McConnell's gonna say on day one. Oh, the Democrats threatened it, so it's good enough. We'll now execute it, it's their fault.
Because McConnell, unlike these garbage Democrats, understands power and he wields it. He wields it.
He wields it for evil.
He does it to control. He does it to force his theocratic ideology onto all of us. That's what he
uses it for. Whereas the Democrats, Nancy, how's your refrigerator doing? How's your luxury ice cream doing?
Okay,
How's all that going for you?
No, the Democrats.
Listen,
All of the bootlickers for the Democratic Party get so upset at me for telling the truth about how ineffective and pathetic Democratic lawmakers are.
go ahead and cry about it.
The reason why I go after Democrats is because A, they deserve it, and B,
They deceive us. They lie to us. And they tell us that they're gonna fight for us. And they do the exact opposite. They fold immediately.
You pathetic corporate goon.
Okay.
Second, he says, I directed my Gender Policy Council and White House Counsel's Office to prepare options for an administration response.
Oh, they've got a study group. Oh, they're gonna study it, Anna. They're gonna do a commission and a study group.
yeah, the Democrats
gender policies.
love their circle jerk study groups. They love it. They love
Yeah.
it. They can't get enough of pleasuring themselves to their commissions and their study groups that do nothing.
Nothing.
Just like when Biden lied to us and said to us,
I don't know if the federal government can unilaterally, cancel all student loans. I don't know if the executive branch can do it.
You know, you freaking liar.
dead. I'm done with Congress. I'm done with them. I'm completely done with them. We need to find a way to circumvent the government and get people what they need, okay? We need to organize. We need to find a way. We'll talk about it a little later in the show. How many times do we need to be disappointed by them? I'm done with them. And personally, I don't speak for everyone in this network. I want to be clear. I'm speaking for myself. I'm done with them completely. The Democratic Party, every single one of them, that includes the squad, I don't care anymore. They have not delivered. They have not delivered. I'm done.
Okay.
It's time to organize, create organizations that get women and get people in this country what they need. People who are willing to pick up the slack for these disgusting, feckless, corrupt politicians. That's what we need to focus on.
So
Wow.
in the midst of all these
Welcome to
different
the club,
elections,
Anna.
they bring in the president and the speaker and everyone else,
Fight the progressives, fight the progressives.
and they say these people are guilty of fighting for you. They should be civil. They should know their place. They should know their rule. They should know their place. They should know their role. And the role of Democrats in this good cop, bad cop, kabuki theater is to
Lose like losers.
Thanks, Captain Obvious.
We do not consent. We do not consent to have the Republicans control our bodies, and we do not consent to the Democrats constantly surrendering on our behalf.
I'm sorry.
I don't care what the mainstream media says, and they're goddamn liars, and I don't care what the goddamn liars of the establishment Democrats say. We're gonna fight, and if you don't like it,
Cry about it. Cry in a goddamn corner.
Go ahead and cry about it.
Sit there and go, oh, progressives fought Republicans too hard. And I guarantee you, I called Republicans evil right after.
but that's not the problem. Anyone who fights Republicans is the problem. No, F the Democrats and their leadership.
Dead. In this political system, you have very limited options. You could either support the American Taliban, dead, or you could support the party that capitulates to these terrorists, dead. And that's pretty much it. Those are your options. Dead. That's it. What are we gonna do, Cenk? What other option do we have at this point?
Yeah.
Cry about it. Cry in a goddamn corner.
I'm done with them. Completely.
Wow.
The Democratic Party,
Welcome to
every
the club,
single
Anna.
one of them, that includes the squad.
I'm sorry. Those rage-filled rants. It's amazing. She's done, even with AOC. You know you guys sell a t-shirt of AOC, right?
Dead.
The right wing are monsters. They don't want you to be free. They don't want you to be equal. They want you to serve them. They want to have power over you. That is their defining ideology.
Now, if I said that on TV, I guarantee you that the Democratic Party and the mainstream media would stop fighting the Republicans and they would all turn and fight me.
I wonder why.
And they would say, how dare you? How dare you? These beloved, cherished Republicans, real Americans. We put them up on a goddamn pedestal. You're not allowed to criticize them. They can call you a pedophile. They can call you a blood drinker. They can say you murder babies. They can say anything you want about Democrats. Even half that language.
They'll rip your head off and they'll ban you forever. They'll rip your head off and they'll ban you forever. And they'll say, we don't care about the powerless. We don't care about black people. We don't care about women. We don't care about gay people. We don't care about the powerless. We don't care about black people. We don't care about women. We don't care about gay people. But white Christian males, we don't care about the powerless. We don't care about black people. We don't care about women. We don't care about gay people. But white Christian males, they must rule. And you must all listen to their religion. We don't care about the powerless. We don't care about black people. We don't care about women. We don't care about gay people. They must rule. And you must all listen to their religion. We don't care about the powerless. We don't care about black people. We don't care about women. We don't care about gay people.
But white Christian males, they must rule. And you must all listen to their religion. And if you don't, you're a barbarian and you'll be eliminated. You'll be eliminated from the national conversation. We'll do cancel culture. Guaranteed. That's why you turn on TV.
On this page, you see a little girl giggling at a hippopotamus.
You won't hear a single person call the Republicans evil. It's not allowed. You're not allowed to hurt their feelings. Look, I don't agree. I don't consent. I do not consent the right-wing Christian men having power over me. So they're gonna have to fight me for it.
Oh, that's hot.
They are not better than me.
But am I saying that I'm better than you? I guess I'm going a little further than you are.
They're not even goddamn equal to me.
Yeah, I'm fucking better than you.
Okay.
So they can go kiss my ass.
You are garbage.
And you should all fight them. And if Democrats tell you not to, and if the media tells you not to, F them.
You're garbage.
But honestly, Elizabeth Warren, Bernie Sanders, everybody else, what are they gonna do? They're not gonna do a goddamn thing.
But white Christian males, they must rule.
See you again.
So one of our own TYT network has been banned from Twitter permanently.
For a tweet that is going to shock you. It's going to shock you because of how benign it is. Like, who cares? This is what gets you permanently banned. This is insane. It's Ravana.
I don't care.
She said, there's Nandola 1970 and Ben Shapiro, and then she says, no fetus is gaining constitutional rights, even when Roe is overturned, you absolute dumb effing bitch.
I don't care.
If the word bitch is the problem, and we don't know, I'm gonna bring Ravana on in a second. Or are they worried
that Ben Shapiro is a bitch?
And so if you call him one, that might create some issues.
With gender identity or?
I literally have no earthly idea why Ravana was banned.
Yeah, thanks for bringing me on. Yeah, my free speech was my free speech was silenced by big tech.
And
I'm at the intersection of being someone who is very passionate about, protecting access to abortion, but also a law student. So I have familiarity with the implications of what's going to happen if Roe is overturned. And, I read through portions of the draft. So, I have sort of an idea of what is going to happen when they do overturn it.
Almost all the replies were people saying that no one is losing constitutional rights, that that fetuses are gaining constitutional rights, which
that's not happening. And
so I was frustrated because I'm just seeing all these people cheering on people actually losing constitutional rights. So I tweeted that at him. And within 2 minutes, I got an email that said my account was banned
forever.
I had no idea that dumb bitches were a protected class.
But, if that's true, then I have a bone to pick with Twitter because
people have called me a bitch quite a few times.
Oh, there's a big surprise. That's an incredible. I think I'm gonna have a heart attack and die from that surprise.
People have called me a bitch quite a few times on that app, and they saw no repercussions.
So then it must be that it's because it was applied to Ben Shapiro. Is Ben Shapiro a protected class? These are, by the way, these are, by the way, we're not kidding around. She's actually banned
And this is actually insane.
Is everyone who's used the word bitch banned on Twitter?
If not, is it because Twitter is worried about Ben Shapiro's feelings?
Right.
Or are they worried he, in fact, actually is a bitch, and hence accusing him of being a bitch is problematic for some reason that we can't discern?
Right.
So now, Rayvana, you had a previous tweet that also created an issue, and that also had curse words in it. Okay, what was that? What was that one about?
It was limited because I was replying to someone who was being
very transphobic
and calling, I apologize. What's her name? The swimmer, Leah Thomas.
I don't know what I said something like Leah Thomas is a woman.
And they replied to me and said, "You will never be a woman."
And they replied to me and said, "You will never be a woman." I am a cis woman.
Oh my God.
I am not trans.
So
I responded, "I'm a cis woman, you dumb effing ape," or something like that, and then also got limited, which
is that person is, I went back and looked at their profile, extraordinarily racist, extremely transphobic. Their account, fine. My God, just how many? My God, just, you know, I feel like it's righteous anger.
So my question to you guys is, to the right wing, do you actually believe in free speech, or are you going to do one of these cutesy things like?
Well, I mean, you guys started banning people, so who cares? We're banning you. We're banning you. I don't care. I don't care about principles. I never meant free speech. No, she should be banned because we don't like her. She's been mean to us, and we caught feelings.
That's the second theory, that right wingers are super sensitive, and they're like, share my feelings. I'm reporting her. I'm reporting her.
I had no idea that dumb bitches were a protected class.
First, you stand normal like this, not like an idiot. Just normal, like this.
Today's Democrats are advocating in many cases for the right to have an abortion beyond the birth of the child. And most Americans would say that's not something that sits well with me.
That liar
and lunatic
is Cassie Smedel, who is the executive director of America Rising pro-Trump PAC. She's on Fox News. She should probably look into whether or not Donald Trump had some of his mistresses do abortions after he impregnated them.
I don't know if that happened, but something you should look into.
Including all the Republican congressmen, like Representative Desjardins, who got his mistress pregnant, forced her to have an abortion, forced his wife to have an abortion as well, by the way.
Correction, 2 abortions for his wife.
Oh, 2 abortions for his wife.
So 3 overall.
And Republicans re-elected him.
Yeah, okay.
They don't believe in pro-life at all.
But the idea that the left wing in this country advocates for or supports abortions past the birth of the child is the most egregious, insane lie.
In fact, if we actually want to be accurate, why don't we talk about all the children who die as a result of hunger, poverty, that results from austerity measures that Republicans have fought for tooth and nail.
To pleasure their corporate donors just so they can save $1 or $2 in taxes. Let's talk about that,
bitch.
Go away. Hey, bitch, what's up, bitch? Suck my dick, bitch.
You wanna talk about that?
Bitch.
You wanna talk about how many homeless kids die on the streets
in red states in this country?
You wanna talk about how many right-wingers made wearing a mask during a contagious pandemic a culture war issue?
Knowing full well that it put people's lives in danger and very likely spread the virus and killed people? You wanna talk about that, bitch?
Go away.
Hey, bitch, what's up, bitch? Suck my dick, bitch.
I don't know of any serious leading Democrat, any real elected Democrat that supports abortion for a baby already delivered. That is extreme. That's murder in this country, and no Democrat supports that. I support fundamental limits on abortion in terms of well, which governor supports actual murder of a child delivered?
Governor of Virginia. That was a big scandal you guys tried to push under the rug.
Which governor?
But so address Ralph Northam.
That's not true. That's not true.
Okay, well, there's a radio interview
that's actual murder, Cassie. But
God, he's so weak.
that's not true.
Unbelievably weak. It's embarrassing.
That's not true.
I'm sorry. I totally misread what that video was supposed to be. I thought there was going to be a heated debate. I didn't know there was going to be a pathetic little coward on that panel who was supposed to counter the insane deception and lies coming from that Trump lunatic.
That's not true.
But the rest of the press, like there was a big kerfuffle earlier in the week because the New York Times finally said that Tucker Carlson might be racist. And they thought that was like the biggest, like boldest thing they have ever done. They're like,
did you know what Tucker Carlson's saying?
And for a lot of the elites, they probably didn't. They're like, oh, I read it in the New York Times. He's been naughty, right? Yeah, it's not not right. They're like, oh, I read it in the New York Times. He's been naughty, right?
What the fuck are you talking about?
Well, you know, the sane people say this, and the insane people say that, and I can't tell.
There is no abortion beyond birth, by definition.
Honestly, if you're a right winger and you're on her side and you think what she said is true, I genuinely feel bad for you because you have no ability to think at all. Like, oh yeah, well, you know what? That boy, he was aborted, 16 years beyond birth. Oh, that guy was killed 20 years beyond birth, and that was an abortion.
Yeah. What are you talking about?
I'm done with them. I can't stand it anymore. It's
bitch.
Real quick, Cenk.
Who's aiding and abetting this narrative? As if this is the most important part of this story, this is the most important angle?
The New York Times. Let's take a look at a screenshot of their front page today. Chief Justice calls leak an egregious breach of trust.
Who cares, bitch?
Supreme Court confirms leak, says Roe draft is not final.
It's all about the leak.
Hey, how many women are gonna die
as a result of this?
How many Republicans are pretending to care
about the life of a zygote
when you have children literally dying on our streets in America today because of their austerity measures?
How about that, New York Times? How about that,
bitch?
Okay, so that's the mainstream media and how they pervert the news.
Yes, on behalf of conservatives.
Oh, but I heard from conservatives and the rest of the media was liberal.
Oh, did you hear that?
You got brainwashed, you fools.
If you have an economically progressive idea, they're like,
radical extremists say there should be income equality. How do you go? You can't afford that. Let's spend more money on wars.
So screw the entire mainstream media.
You're not a right-wing Christian man, so they don't care about you at all. Do you ever see any Democrats saying this? Because they'd urinate all over their pants. Because they'd urinate all over their pants.
Oh my God, that would be fighting a Republican. We would be offending Republicans. We're so scared of them. Oh my God, the powerful's privacy has been slightly violated.
Who cares? Who cares?
Who cares?
How about that,
bitch?
So, apparently I was right. Apparently Jimmy Dore was right again. And it bothers them so much they lose their, this is how it comes out. It comes out like that. Because
the fucking ego on this dude. This has nothing to do with you. This isn't even proving you right. Consistently, they are one of the groups that has been shitting on, yes, corporate Democrats like you, Jimmy. You used to work there. What are you talking about?
Nothing goes over my head.
There are 5 religious zealots on the Supreme Court, at a minimum. And they don't care about logic or principles or ideology or legal principles.
They don't care. They're just religious fundamentalists.
They don't care about ideology. They're just religious fundamentalists.
I care about me, but women, I don't care about women at all.
We could just use them as chattel.
They'll just be incubators for us.
And that's what they believe. They have no morality.
They're just religious fundamentalists. I mean, I want to curse so bad, and I will in the next episode.
Bitch. That's a majority of the Republicans in the country. Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Cocoa Puffs, that's a good one. Cocoa Puffs.
No, we're in super dark times.
If Trump wins, there is no way he is going to leave office democratically. No way. There's a 0% chance of that.
Zero, okay?
They're not getting it. Democrats are not getting it. And they're never gonna get it.
Their job is to get their asses handed to them by Republicans.
If you're a woman and you're voting for Republicans, you should have your head examined.
You're a lunatic.
You're purposely giving away your rights.
Because the Republicans are evil. They hate our democracy. They hate our rights.
And the number one thing the right wingers want to do is lord power over us.
We want you to get the hell out of our lives. We want you to get the hell out of our lives. We don't want you. We don't like you. We don't want your jackbooted thugs in the goddamn government controlling our bodies.
Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
We don't even have affordable childcare in this freaking country. Okay, and the people who fight against those kinds of laws are Republicans.
And yet,
what do you want them to do with their kids when they have to go to work? What do you want them to do? What do you want them to do? I want them to answer that freaking question. Answer the question. Journalists, ask them the question. Ask them.
What do you want them to do with their kids when they have to go to work? What do you want them to do? What do you want them to do? I want them to answer that freaking question. Answer the question. Journalists, ask them the question. Ask them. Ask them.
Isn't it amazing?
God damn.
Is he amazing?
God damn.
Is he amazing?
God damn.
Is he amazing?
God damn.
God.
Isn't it amazing that not
You being a bitch is gonna help?
I didn't say anything.
I don't know. Calm down. Calm down.
Ask them.
isn't it amazing?
Ask them. The goddamn question. God.
Isn't it amazing that not one Democrat has shown 1% of the passion that Anna has today?
They don't care.
They don't
fine.
care.
They're
They don't
fine.
care.
They're all so old, they don't even have to worry about it affecting them. And if they're young enough where it would affect them, they'll get their abortion.
They don't care.
They don't
fine.
care.
They're
They don't
fine.
care.
They're all so old, they don't even have to worry about it affecting them. And if they're young,
You're acting like a psycho bitch.
They're gonna fly to Paris.
They're trading individual stocks, enriching themselves. They're good. They're good. Oh, great. Oh, Christmas. They're good. They're good. Oh, great. Oh, Christmas. They're good. They're good. Oh, great. Oh, Christmas. They're good. They're good. They don't care about you. Make sure you understand that and you feel it in your bones. They don't care about you at all. All of that fundraising, all of that canvassing, all of that hard work on the ground, they can't even get a voting rights bill passed. They're losers.
Trusha Briggs writes in, thank you, Anna, for communicating this momentous injustice and the rage we're all feeling today. That's exactly right. And you got to ask yourself the question, why is no one else enraged?
We don't even have affordable childcare in this freaking country. Okay, and the people who fight against those kinds of laws are Republicans.
And yet,
What do you want them to do with their kids when they have to go to work? What do you want them to do? What do you want them to do? I want them to answer that freaking question. Answer the question. Journalists, ask them the question. Ask them. Ask them.
isn't it amazing?
Ask them the goddamn question. God.
Isn't it amazing that not one Democrat has shown 1% of the passion that Anna has today?
They don't care. They're
don't
fine.
care.
They're
They don't
fine.
care.
They're all so old, they don't even have to worry about it affecting them. And if they're young enough where it would affect them, they'll get their abortion.
They're gonna
okay?
fly to
They're
Paris.
trading individual stocks, enriching themselves. They're good. They're good. They don't care about you. Make sure you understand that and you feel it in your bones. They don't care about you
at all.
All of that fundraising, all of that canvassing, all of that hard work on the ground, they can't even get.
She didn't do any of that, by the way.
bill
She didn't do any
passed.
canvassing.
They're
She didn't do anything. She didn't do
losers.
any hard work on the ground.
Trisha Briggs writes in.
They're losers.
Thank you, Anna, for communicating this momentous injustice and the rage we're all feeling today. That's exactly right. And you got to ask yourself the question, why is no one else enraged?
They're losers. And if they're
I will never be attracted to you.
Feckless
Say it.
Democrats, losers.
bitch.
Like.